Well, our next guest is Don McDowell. He is the host of Shake, Rattle, and Troll radio show for 17 years and running. Holy cow. To his list of accomplishments, Don adds professional bass angler, saltwater charter master, radio personality, member of the United States Coast Guard, and hunting enthusiast. Don has spent considerable time along the southern Arizona border, and he is here to help us better understand what the situation is for people trying to enjoy our beautiful deserts in those areas. Don, are you with us?
I am, and good day to you.
Absolutely. Welcome to the show. I'm so excited and so honored that you came on. You're such a, you're a veteran at this, and we're still, in our training wheels with our radio show. So I'm so excited that you're our guest today.
Well, thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure.
Absolutely. So, your first love is of the water, right? And fishing. So before we dive into what's going on along the border, let's talk about the fishing report, because something is just getting started. Saltwater's just getting started. Am I right about that?
Yeah, we have the pelagic or migratory tunas coming in offshore, and we've got a 42-foot trawler over in San Diego and spend a lot of time out of H&M Landing. And right now, we've got a pretty pod of yellowtail and bluefin down at a place off the Baja called Punta Net. And that's about a 110-mile run out of San Diego. But they're moving up. The boats that are going are having good numbers. So, actually, I'm anticipating a fairly good year. I don't think it's going to be as stellar as last year. Last couple of years, we've had pretty good grade of bluefin catching everybody. I'm talking, 100 to 200 plus pound tunas. And what's interesting, you'll be out there on a bite, say 25 to 45 pound fish, and, geared accordingly, you've got 20, 30 pound test line. And here comes these boxcar guys just trashing everybody on the boat, snapping line, breaking rods.
Oh my gosh.
It's really fun. So, you really got to be on your toes, with these tunas. Yeah, pretty fun.
That is awesome. I think Dan just got up and left the room. I think he's going to get his fishing gear. He's heading down to San Diego. After hearing that, he's definitely heading down there.
I love it.
Well, just have to give me a call. We got a little scholarship over there, so let's do it.
How long is the ride from San Diego to where the fish are?
From my front door to the marina, it's 5 hours and 27 minutes if I only spend 8 minutes in Yuma. So.
Oh, okay.
And then once you're on the boat, how far do you have to go to get to the good fish?
That is a loaded question. It depends on what you're doing. We support the Malaini boat, which is a 3/4 day boat. They historically go out, fish the islands. And the main thing is you have to have a passport if you're offshore. It's mandatory. If you don't have one, you're not going. So it just depends. If the yellowtail are hitting pretty good, you can go out in a 3/4 day. I would recommend a day and a half trip, which is obviously overnight. And you go for a little bit of a boat ride. Basically what happens, you check in, you get on the boat, they full port at 10 o'clock, stop the bait receiver, and then you're off to wherever they're going. You'll start fishing about an hour before the green light and fish all day, do it for that night, have a nice dinner, fish a little bit the next day, and head back to port. So
wow.
You just need to pay attention to what species you want to target, what they're doing, and how much time and expense you want to spend right there.
Sure. Well, in addition to fishing, you are also quite the hunter, the outdoorsman of all sorts. And when you and I were chatting recently, we were at a business expo together talking about the outdoor sports here in Arizona. We were talking about, along our southern Arizona border, all this activity, all this, illegal crossings, there's human trafficking, there's all this stuff going on, and people don't realize that is impacting the conservation. It's impacting the hunting. It's impacting people's safety to be able to even go down in that area. And you've spent a considerable amount of time not just studying it, right? You've experienced it. And I thought you could kind of help bring that reality to our listening audience.
Okay, yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, I've hunted down there extensively, units 36, A, B, and C, in 34. Anyway, basically what's going on, we've got the only state in the union where we have to put armed guards with our deer biologists, and that's crazy. So we took a hard look. We've got about 27 hunting units in southern Arizona, below Tucson. Department of Homeland Security has put a demarcation line in a little note that says, paraphrasing, if you go beyond this line, it may impact the quality of your outing. Really?
What does that mean?
Yeah, what does that mean? Yeah, you get shot in the head.
Yeah.
We've got about 30,000 square miles, depending on how you measure it, and we've got the human trafficking, and this is all because of open borders. And I can do a whole week on open borders and the Democrats and the left wings and all the stuff they support. But by having open borders, we've got the UDA, or the undocumented aliens, human trafficking coming in, and there's trash associated with that, and the drug cartel as well. So they're taking what used to be game trails, turning them into foot trails, and then by virtue of Border Patrol doing their job, they're out there chasing these guys on ATVs and four-wheel drives. So pretty soon, you've got what used to be a game trail turned into a two-track that'll take a four-wheel drive truck. And we were down there with Hunters Who Care, picking up garbage and trash and some bottles, clothing, paper, plastic bag. We collected over 40 tons, and that was years ago. I haven't been down there. I just got aggravated and said, look, I'm not doing this anymore. So, that's, we've embedded with Border Patrol. We're getting, by the way, we're getting ready to go down there next week. This time we're not going to be escorted by law enforcement or Border Patrol. We're going to be running commando style down there, taking a look at my videographer's coming down from St. George, Utah. So we're going to go out and do what we need to do, and hopefully we can get home safe without any incidents.
That is so incredible. And I think that's something that people just don't think about. It's not like the top of mind of what it's talked about when we talk about our border security and all of the migratory, all the fancy words they want to use, undocumented, illegal, like whatever words you want to use for the people that are coming.
Well, it's not illegal immigration, it's an invasion. You can call it what you want to, you can sugarcoat it however you wish. And the bottom line is, the situation that's going on right now, we have a term for the bass fishing that we do. It's called catch and release. We catch the fish, we take it for a boat ride, put them on the scales, put it back in the water. What's happening even still today, God love Donald Trump for all the stuff he's doing, because the deportation court is so backed up, they're catching these guys, they take them to the station, they process them, they give them a ticket, say, you're going to go see the deportation judge to get deported, which is going to be 2 years from now, and guess what? They kick them loose on U.S. soil. Where do you think they're going to go?
Right. Are we going to find them in 2 years? Probably not.
No. That's the deal. These guys are putting your family at risk, and everybody else, national security, state security. The scary part about it is, Cheryl and Dan, it's not just Mexicans. The big wave right now is Hondurans, Guatemalans, El Salvador, San Salvadorians. But you look at the CBP's nationality arrest, there's Syrians, there's Jordanians, Palestinians, Russians, Russians. Oh my God, the Russians are coming.
Everything's the Russians these days.
Yeah.
Oh,
well, the Democrats haven't figured. If they figure out Russians are sneaking in, we'll have a wall.
There you go.
Bottom line.
There you go. Well, if you don't care about any of these other things, then maybe you care about the environmental impact, because as you say, you go out for a hunt with your family and you can see the sign saying, the enjoyment of your trip, or however they phrase it, can be impacted. And it really, literally, you could be putting your family in a life or death situation, because there are some really serious criminal behaviors taking place in that area. And, something's got to make people care about that area. But we are almost out of time already. And I want folks to know more about all the different things you do and how they can hear your radio show and follow all your other work. So can you fill folks in on that real quick before we have to run?
Yeah, thank you so much for having me again. You can check us out at Shake, Rattle, and Troll, ANDTROLL.com. You can sign up for our newsletter. We're Sunday morning at 7 on 99.3 FM and 1580 The Fanatic on the AM side. We've got a newsletter that pretty much let you have an idea of what's going on, what we're up to, and why we're doing it. So,
fantastic.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Don, and be safe out there. I look forward to hearing about how your trip goes when you're heading down there with your videographer.
All right, I appreciate that. Semper Paratus, I'm out of here.
Love it. Don McDowell, Shake, Rattle, and Troll Radio.